Thank you so much for sitting down with me. Tell me your name and where you're from.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm from Annapolis, Maryland.
Nice to meet you, Sarah. So what brings you to AwesomeCon today?
Mostly Gillian Anderson,
Oh
but
yeah,
then I ran into Boscholo. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name,
yeah, me neither.
but he's
We're on
he
the
is
same page.
amazing.
Yeah, but so Jillian, and you're an X Files fan.
Yes,
Yeah, like from
definitely.
the beginning X Files fan, like OG X Files
Oh
fan, or
yes. I
they,
mean, obviously not. I wasn't there for the beginning, but
yeah,
I've
no,
seen it from the beginning.
of course. So what are we dressed up as today?
I am dressed as Death from the Sandman.
Nice. Oh, the Sandman. That was I was a good series, man. That was a little bit. That was a head spinner. That was good. I like that one. What got you into that series? Just to, just because you like that kind of story, or
I do like that kind of
like
story.
kind of a dark overtone.
Oh yes,
Yes.
definitely.
Okay.
But I love the conceptual aspects
Yeah.
of this is the manifestation of death.
Yes.
This is a tangible version of death
Sure.
that does not exist, but
Or
we
does it?
all can acknowledge that is there.
Sure.
That
Of course.
changes and
Absolutely. So before that, like when you were a kid, um, what got you into, what was your origin story? What was your spark? What was that, the first thing? Like, was it a toy or a video game or a movie or something like that? What sparked you on a journey into this kind of lifestyle?
this kind of lifestyle or this kind of lifestyle.
No, like all together. Like
Okay.
where did like what was your first what was your first toy? Like what was your first recollection of saying like I can trace my nerd roots to this? This very moment I knew right there.
Always loved reading, loved art, and one day I walked in on my dad watching a movie.
Ah.
That
See, that's a better story than some other stories. Like I walked in on my dad watching a
oh
movie.
god no.
There's those stories can go wrong. So it was the first X-Men movie, which was probably the best X-Men movie for sure, because you had all of the good people in there with a good storyline until we started going into all these timelines and different Professor X's and all of that stuff. So Dad was a catalyst for you.
Yes,
So
and
did you kind of share that with him?
he wasn't too much of a catalyst. He was just watching the
He
movie.
was just oh no,
So
so
I
he
had to
wasn't.
drag him into it. He came with me
Oh,
to this
did
film.
he? So you saw it, and then that sparked you, and then you dragged Dad.
Yes.
See, that's an amazing thing. Is he still watching the movies, or is he still kind of into it?
He is,
You
yes.
watch it together. See, that's a beautiful thing. It's such a generational, just sharing the moments and all of that. So, what is it about the con here that makes you feel at home? And there's a million things like
A million things.
no, there's it could be the family aspect, it could be the being who you are aspect, it could be the no judgment zone aspect. There's a lot of things that I've heard over the weekend from a bunch of different people. The main theme seems to be like family. We all come here because you know for the same reason. We're into something. Whatever it is you're into, people respect what you're into. You know what I mean? So when you come here, I mean, I assume you feel comfortable here,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
Yeah, and it's a safe place for most of us nerds. We we can come here and be it is who we are and express who we are and get into who we are and find something new. And there's somebody in here that is right in your lane, right in your niche, right. So there's going to be that counterpart you're going to find somewhere. You're going to go, oh, like they're dressed like me, or they're looking at the same book as me, and it's a lot of fun, right? So have you met like anybody here, or have you interacted with anybody that you can take away from this weekend and say, hey, I made a friend?
Definitely Chris
Bachelor.
Boscholo. Thank you.
Something like, yeah,
Boscholo.
yeah.
Because he very much likes art. And so that is biggest honor coming from him.
So you do art. What kind of art?
I I do a little bit of everything, but
Yeah.
mostly painting.
Okay. Watercolor, oil based, a little bit of
Acrylic,
everything.
oil.
Yeah. Is there any kind of special genre that you paint, or you just paint what you feel? Okay.
I do everything creepy.
Creepy's good. Look, I like creepy. We need creepy. If you don't have creepy, like that's creepy. Like, hello. Can't see his face. That's a little creepy. You need a little creepy. And like, is there anything that you have online? Have you published anything? Have you?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Where is it?
I have a website, insearchofabird.com.
In search of a bird.com. You sell your art there? or you're just showing off?
Allegedly. I
Allegedly.
allegedly sold it.
Okay, well, look, if it's up, you're a professional artist. If it's listed somewhere, you can call yourself a professional artist and a published artist. Have you ever sold anything?
I have. I
That's
sold an
awesome.
original.
Amazing. How was that? Like, how did that feel?
I did not expect it at all.
Right? Yeah, and I mean, it's got to be a cool feeling. It's something that you worked on for so long, and you have this like, okay, well, it is what it is, and then somebody comes along and says, oh my God, that's amazing. I need to have that. It's a different feeling, right? It just kind of it turns something in your head, like, oh wow, like, it's something I did, somebody else loves. You know?
That's also one of the reasons I come to cons, because I love to cosplay,
Yeah.
and I spend 2 or 3 months building a giant foam suit of armor for Alphonse from The Alchemist.
Nice.
And so I have people coming
Love
up to
that.
me saying, acting as if I were him, saying, "You were my childhood." Like
Aw.
that just
See, that's awesome, man, that you can do that for people. I love that. That's an amazing, amazing story. See, I told you you had an origin story in there. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. I appreciate you.